Hey, hello everyone. Welcome back to Building Materials 2, and we're going to talk about week 9's topic, which is cement-based products, alternative materials for blockwork. And this week we're going to talk about alternative materials to concrete blocks, and we're basically going to discuss two types. The first one is aerated autoclaved concrete, which is also called AAC, and the other one is polystyrene blockwork. We're also going to discuss the properties of these two types of materials. Concrete blocks for building are now available in a great variety of shapes and sizes, and they can be used in both solid forms and hollow forms. The reason why it is very popular in the house, in home or in industrial buildings is that it has many benefits over the other type of materials. They are fire resistant, and it is made of non-combustible materials, which makes them ideal for use in hazardous areas. Concrete blocks are also weather resistant, and it can withstand heavy storms, sub-zero temperatures, extreme heat, high winds, and UV degradation. There are many other benefits of concrete block construction, which is listed by the Irish Concrete Federation 2008, which include energy efficient, fire resistant, sound resistant, structurally sound, recyclable, and something else. If you want to investigate into these benefits of concrete blocks, you can have a look at the publication published by Irish Concrete Federation. There are different ways to apply concrete block, and I believe you have learned this in Building Materials 1. For example, there is this cavity fill, and you apply 2 layers of concrete block, and then you insert a cavity fill insulation. And of course there are single leaf wall, in which you only apply 1 layer of concrete block. Our job today is to look into aerated autoclaved concrete, which is also called AAC. It is a recent innovation, and the reason we're doing it is because we're finding it very difficult to find sufficient bricklayers to keep up the demand for block work. And aerated autoclaved concrete AAC is either a cement or lime mortar. It is a lightweight concrete, and it has air void in it. Because there are many air void in the concrete, the prominent advantage of the concrete is lightweight, which economies the design of supporting structures, including the foundations and walls of lower floors. Well, to manufacture AAC, you will need Portland cement, and to include aluminum powder in it. The chemical reaction between aluminum and concrete will cause hydrogen bubbles to form. That will cause air void in the concrete. The first property we're going to discuss is the water absorption property of aerated autoclaved concrete. Because there are so many pores in the concrete, there is a strong interaction between water vapor, and the concrete. So there are various moisture transportation mechanisms in the concrete. The AAC itself is durable. However, because there are so many pores in it, it allows penetration by liquids and gases. This may lead to damage to the concrete. Freeze-thaw reactions are reported to be significant. At high degrees of saturation, the concrete becomes brittle, and cracks may happen. The thermal conductivity of aerated autoclaved concrete depends on the density, the moisture content, and the ingredient of the material. The amount of pores and their distribution are also critical for thermal insulation. The fire resistance of AAC is more than or as good as ordinary dense concrete, and hence its use does not involve any risk of spread of flames. However, the acoustical property, the AAC does not possess unique or significant sound insulation characteristics. If you want to have more sound insulation, you need to think of other ways to do it. The other type of alternative material to blockwork we're going to talk about today is a polystyrene block. Excuse me. Polystyrene blockwork has been in Australia since the 1990s and maybe earlier. Its principal advantage is its lightweight and ease of installation. Have a look at the reading 9.1 in your resource materials. It talks about the use of polystyrene block in small adding foundations. The advantages of polystyrene block is that unlike conventional concrete construction process, it requires no special tools, and they are light, easy to cut in place, and fabrication around difficult areas will be very easy if we use polystyrene block. Well, these are all listed in reading 9.1. Please go have a look. The weekly workbook is environmental impacts of concrete block production, and I thought I should use a few time to explain to you what I'm looking for in the submission. You should trace the production of concrete blocks, which means you will include acquisition of the base materials. You will include transportation of the base materials to the manufacturing plant, and you will need to trace the production activities in the manufacturing plant. While in each of the process, I think you should basically make a chart which will, make me easy to follow, such as you need to have a chart of extraction of base materials and transportation and production. And then in each of the process there are environmental impacts, such as in the production process, which is here, you will have solid waste and maybe some emissions, and in each of the process you will have to demonstrate your understanding of the environmental impacts entailed and list all the environmental impacts you can find to each of the process. While reference to potential impacts on human health at any of these stages should be briefly noted, and of course a few dot points will be helpful.